Hi everybody, welcome back to the Moose. Let's get back to the chart now. And if you remember in the last segment, I erased some numbers. I erased the 8, the 10, the 12, and the 14. And the reason I erased those numbers is because in our chord construction, we're going to be the basics that we're going to be working with are the degrees of 1, 3, 5, and 7. So that's why I erased the numbers beneath them, because we're already going to be working with the basics of those numbers, okay? And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding different degrees to make up different chords, okay? Now we're going to start with what they call a triad. And a triad is simply a 3-note chord. Tri means 3, and we're going to take 3 notes out of that major scale to form our major chord. Now, different chords have different formulas or recipes, okay? And there's a lot of different formulas that I'm going to be going over, but we're going to start with the very basic major chords that we already know. Again, this is why these chords that you already know are what they are. So again, the major chord, the formula for the major chord is 1 plus the 3 plus the 5, okay? So what that means is we're going to take the 1, the 3, and the 5 out of that major scale. We're going to put them all together, and that's what creates a major chord, okay? So let's start with the our G chord. Let's make a G major chord, just a triad, and start with Do, or 1. So that would be G. Again, that's our root. Remember, root is also, we can call the root 1. So there's our G. Now we need the 3rd degree of the scale. Okay, so let's count up to the 3rd degree of the scale and see what that note is. So we have 1, 2, 3. What note is that? Well, that's a B note. So that's the 3. So we're going to put the G and the B together. Now we need one more to make our major scale, which is the 5. Okay, so let's count up to 5. So that was 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now we're at the 7th fret of the 3rd string, and we know, going back to lessons on the fingerboard, notes on the fingerboard, we know that's a D note. Okay, so we're going to put those 3 notes together, the G, the B, and the D, to create our 3-note major chord, or our triad. Okay, so let's just start with the 4th string position. Okay, and you already know what the 4th string G position looks like. But the only thing we're going to do now is we're going to play just 3 notes out of that scale. Again, use 3 fingers of our left hand to create this G chord. So again, here's our G on the 4th string. There's our B on the 3rd string, and there's our D on the 2nd string. Okay, so we have G, B, D. 1, 3, 5. All right, there's our 1, there's our 3, and there's our 5. So there's our G chord triad. And you again remember that when I put my pinky up to create the closed position full chord, the reason that I'm just adding that other G note, because remember that we have 2 D strings in the banjo, and that 4th string and the 1st string are the same. So again, you just add that on the same fret to make your full closed position chord. Okay, but again, we're concentrating on that 1, 3, 5 on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. And again, I like to relate these chords to those strings, because I like to keep these triad chords in the center. By the center, I mean we have the 5th string and the 1st string, those 3 chords in the center as we work up and down the neck. And how I go about to visualize and conceptualize the notes on the fingerboard. And we're going to get into this some more, just a little bit. So that's why that G chord is what it is. Again, we're taking the 1, the 3, and the 5 of that G major scale. We're putting them 3 notes together to create our major chords. I'm just going to go over this just a little bit more, up and down the neck, and then get into teaching you another song, I think. So thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time right here on musicmoose.org.